Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I currently have checked out from the library. So I use my library all of the time and I love going in and checking out the different authors, different genres, authors that I've read from before, new releases that I'm excited for, backlist titles that I haven't got to yet. So many different things. Really recommend using your local library, and today I'm just sharing with you all of the books that I currently have checked out. So without further ado, let's jump into the books. So the first book that I have checked out is Remember When by Mary Balogh. This one is book 4 in the Ravenswood series, and it is a historical romance series. I love Mary Balogh's books and I'm excited to get to this one. Next we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This one is the first book in a fantasy series. I think it's young adult fantasy. I've read from this author before, but it was quite a long time ago. It was the Queen's Rising duology. I read that, I want to say like 2020, maybe even before that. A really long time ago, and I'm slowly getting back into reading fantasy, so I saw that this one was mentioned quite a lot online and I thought I would check that one out. Then I have Spiral by Bal Cabra. This one is a sports romance. The male character is a hockey player and the female main character is a ballerina, and I enjoyed the first book that this author wrote, which was called Collide. I think I gave it 4 stars and I'm excited to check out this one. This one was a new release for this year, which was mentioned I think on my January new releases or maybe my February new releases. I can't remember what month this came out, but I'm excited to get to this one for sure. Then we have Retrograde by Emily Carter. This one is an F1 romance and it is Friends to Lovers. Friends to Lovers is one of my favourite tropes, so I'm really excited for this one. I read the first book in this series, which was called Bloodstream, which I think I gave 3 stars to. I didn't love it, but I liked it enough to want to pick up her next release, and it's this one. I'm hoping that I will love this one because the tropes are ones I really enjoy, so we shall see. Next we have Not in My Book by Katie Holt, and this one has a very similar premise to one of Emily Henry's books. In this one we have the main female character is a romance author, I kind of combined the two there. Romance author, and the male character is a literary fiction author, and they are at a writer's retreat or workshop thing, and they don't really get along, and they are tasked to write a book together, obviously combining their 2 genres. They obviously don't get along, but by the end of the book they will be getting along, I'm sure. So it sounds very similar to an Emily Henry one, so I'm interested to check that one out. Then we have a Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This one I don't know too much about either, but it is a fantasy and I'm really excited to read more fantasy, as I said earlier in the video. This one I saw on one of the, I can't remember if it was this month or last month, but it was on the Kindle 99p deals that they do. Each month they put certain books on for only 99p, and this was one of them, and I liked the sound of it and saw that the library had a copy, so I had to reserve it, and we shall see what we think of that one. Then we have The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi, and this one is marketed as being like a cozy fantasy romance, and in this one the main female character opens a cafe for pet owners with dragons, and it is a romance between her and one of her customers who is a little bit grumpy, so I'm excited for that. I love the grumpy sunshine trope. I think she's going to be a sunshine character at least, and yeah, looking forward to this. I've heard a lot of people talking about this and seen it on a lot on social media, so I'm excited to get to that one. Then we have Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This one I'm really excited for, and I am going to be picking this one up probably sooner rather than later, because I've just recently finished One Dark Window, which is the first book in this series, and I enjoyed that one a lot. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't quite a 5-star read, but it has a lot of potential, and I think this book, the first book, ends on a cliffhanger, so this one I'm sure is going to be really good. Really excited to get to this one, and I want to get to it whilst the first book is still very much fresh in my mind. Then we have Small Favours by Erin A. Craig. This one I'm currently reading, and it is a YA horror, and it's an interesting read. I'm not quite sure what to make of it at the moment because I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm about 40% in, and yeah, it's unusual. I'm intrigued to carry on, and obviously once I've read it I will share my full thoughts in a wrap-up. Hopefully I'll get to this before the end of the month, so you'll see my thoughts in my end of month wrap-up. Then we have Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This is his newest release. I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited for it. Grady Hendrix writes adult horror, and yeah, that's all I know, and it's a new release that I was intrigued to check out, so I've got that one out as well. Then we have A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. This one I have already read and I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. There's a lot of promise in this book. I think the next books in this series could be really good. This one, obviously, because it's the first book, there's a lot of setting up that goes on, which is why I only gave it 3 stars, but there is a lot of potential and I'm definitely intrigued to check out more. Hopefully she does write more in this series. There haven't been any books announced that I've seen, although this is listed as book 1 in a series, so I think there are going to be more. This author normally writes historical romance, so this is slightly different than what she normally writes, but yeah, it was a good one. If you like dragons, then I would recommend checking out this one. This one has sprayed edges as well, which is pretty cool. And then the last book that I have is Immortal by Su Lin Tan. This one I saw on so many people's anticipated releases lists and videos for 2025. I don't know anything about it, but I know it is fantasy and I think there's a romance in it, so I'm excited to check it out. Also, the cover is really pretty for this one, so looking forward to checking out this one. And this is a new author for me. I've not read anything from her before, so very much looking forward to it. And they are all of the books that I currently have checked out. As I say, I use my library all the time, so I'm constantly checking books out, reading them, taking them back, checking them out, reading them. So there's a constant cycle of books coming in and out. Those are the ones that I currently have checked out, and I will see you guys in my next video. If there are any on this list that you think I need to get to sooner rather than later, then do let me know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next video.